Alright guys, I got this camera kind of sitting at an odd angle so I can get this in here. But this will be the next step, which is adding like your grit and all that stuff to this. As you can see, I started putting this display together. That's a smaller one. It's got kind of three walls. One side's blown out, so it looks like something came in from this side and blew this wall out. Which means that I'll build a piece of wall that will actually have probably fell in here. I'll probably keep it loose, that way it can be displayed with or without the piece. But we're going to add a lot of the rubble and the smaller grit and that kind of stuff now. Only thing I use for my grit and rubble is a mixture of playground sand, which I have I got like a 30-pound bag or something like that from Lowe's. Wasn't too much. And then there's cat litter in here. And it makes a pretty good mixture for like pebbles and that kind of stuff at this scale. All the way down to some real fine stuff. Easy enough. Get yourself a cheapo brush. I got these in my local hardware store. They're designed for spreading acetone. I got, I think it's 8 or 10 of them for $1. So they're good for spreading glue, so if you ruin them, it's no big deal. If you let them sit around and the glue hardens, then you can just pitch them in the trash. And you can use any standard white glue. I use this this tacky glue here. Simple enough. You find yourself a spot that you want to apply this stuff, and that's where I started getting all that real gritty look to stuff, is I just lay some on here. I just do spots at a time. And then I spread this about to get it even, or just place it where I want. And wherever I spread this to, that's where the grit and what all is going to stick to. Then you want to get yourself some kind of a container, a box or whatnot. I had to pause for the box. I forgot to put it in here. Get yourself a box or container. That way all of your loose debris will collect and you can just pour it back in your container. Then you just dump it on there. And wherever you apply it, the glue, it's going to stick. And then you just dump off your excess, and there you've got this buildup of sand and stuff there. Now if there's let's say you want to get a lot of really big stuff on there, you can simply apply a little bit more glue. Now the small stuff's good for this area. Let's say we get down to this area down here inside the actual rec area down here. Well, I forgot to talk. Or even over here along this piece of this ruined part of the wall over here in this corner. But smear this about. And you gotta be real neat about this, because neat isn't what a ruined, junked up wall is all about. So spread it kind of haphazardly and just let the stuff fall where it falls. I just dump big piles of it on. That's why I always have a big cup full of it, because I'll end up dumping eventually. There's probably this whole pile of this on here. And if you're worried about it sticking, just go ahead and give it a quick dab, push at it, and then, like I said, just dump it, and that'll leave behind a area where the rubble piles up. That is the next step. Now, once this is all dried, the glue actually dries, what I do is I go back in with a mixture of glue and water. It's the same equivalency to Woodland Scenics using a scenic cement. And that's how I stick on all the loose stuff that I ever put on there. Make sure I mix in one of these big bottles of this stuff. It's about 2 parts water to 1 part glue. And it's a little early to do this, but I usually will go in. Let's see a good place. Okay, I'm just going to show that part there. And just go in and you hose down the If I can get the damn bottle to open. Whoop. Just go in and hose down the area with this. And that'll sink in there, and as it dries, evaporates, it'll create a film that will be transparent, but it will lock that stuff in place, so you won't have to worry about the grit moving up until the point when you paint. And then once you get the paint on there, that'll put a layer on top of that, and you won't have to worry about this stuff breaking loose and falling all over the place. This step is pretty easy. And to do the same thing all the way around it, like in that hole that we created here, that blast hole, what I'll do is I'll spread glue on the inside of this. I don't want to tilt this because I'll dump that glue all over the place, but you you put glue on the inside of this and dump that sand in there too, and it'll give that more gritty of a texture. Same with the bullet holes, any kind of impact holes you have, do the same thing. You just apply glue, put in your sand mixture, and then I've made a mess of this stuff. And that's all for that. And then as far as the bigger stuff, if you want like small chunks of your like concrete pieces that have fallen off the wall, all you have to do is chunk up the pieces that you took off the wall here, your foam here, which is just a chunk of the stuff that we tore off here. You know, you can shape it to... All we do is tack some glue on the bottom of that, and then you can just glue it in place, and when you paint it, it'll be painted up just like the wall. It'll look like a piece of the wall that fell off into the diorama. If you go back and look at my other piece, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about, because I had those couple of pieces laying up there in about the center of it, and they're done exactly the same way. I hope that's pointed out everything that I wanted to get to on that. All right, and this is what I ended up with. You know, a lot of grit over the whole thing. Like I said, piled on the edges. Got inside the that hole there. But once all said and done, you gotta let that dry up, and after that's dry, then you can apply the that wash of water and glue I was talking about. Anyway, next to when I come back, I will have already had this completely black base with paint. So do a complete base of black paint on it. I usually use black latex house paint, like indoor or outdoor house paint. It puts a nice, because of the elasticity in the latex, will put a nice protective barrier on your project. And you know, because that stuff has a warranty for several years, so you know it's got to be somewhat protective for your project. And then we'll dry brush up and add some other paints and whatnot to the final product, and we'll get this thing done.